Okay, we've got a group of students here today working on the Stories of the World project, which is part of the London 2012 Cultural Olympiad. What it aims to do is get young people into museums and into archives to really get up close and personal to the history, handling the objects, handling original books, and getting the chance to do real original research. And the aim of this week's project is that the young people have come into the university archives and they're reading all about British contacts with China, right from 1600 right up to 1800, about the trade with China, European knowledge of China, and the very first British embassies that actually went out to the Chinese court of the emperor. And the end result's going to be roughly a 20-minute drama production, actually showcasing what they've learned to a wider audience, condensing a really complex history that they've researched themselves and turning it into a dramatic or artistic production for the general public. That one's fine, it's a library book, yeah. What McCartney's really was to establish these paintings, he definitely wanted to
he went in with a lot of like blindness and he was very arrogant and he refused to bow before the emperor, which is part of the reason why his mission failed.
And he also draws pictures of things what he saw when he was in China, sort of the mannerisms. He makes it look quite weird, as though it's. In fact, he finds it all really strange, and to make them just basically make them look weird.
My name's Stephen. I received an invitation from Matt approximately a month ago about this project. Today, I suggest to Matt that it is for the benefit of cultural exchange. The misunderstanding between people is not only down to language, but ignorance at large.
We thought that McCartney's character was very arrogant and rude when him and his three gentlemen arrived at the Emperor's court. Him and his gentlemen refused to kowtow to the Chinese Emperor because McCartney saw himself as an important man back in England. The arrogance of the British Embassy is that we have the nerve to stand before the Chinese Emperor wearing a poppy. As we know of the introduction Stephen gave us, we learned that poppy seeds give us the drug opium. Opium was a drug that we get enforced into China and sold. It was our main trade with them. Selling drugs in China was the best we could bring to the society. However, the Chinese embassy were not fully in agreement with the British on actually selling the opium. So when David Cameron went to China in November 2010, they visited the embassy on November the 11th, which is Remembrance Day. They all wore poppies as a British tradition, but the Chinese found this very offensive, obviously, so this links to the arrogance in Britain. It hasn't changed and we still manage to offend the Chinese even now.
And today you're going to have free reign over this. You're going to be able to go around the galleries and particularly look at the Chinese collections, building on what we saw yesterday. You get the chance of handling actual original objects, not objects which are handled all the time by schools, but real museum objects which could be on display, and you'll get the actual chance of handling these. Some of them are 300-400 years old, some are only 100 years old. So you'll get a real chance to actually touch this material.
Yeah, we're looking at what the trade consisted of. So this point just tells you that some of the things that traded were ivory, incense, wine, dates, gold, silk coins and glassware.
Which is a bit more of an extent than usual.
Yeah,
Spices,
we only thought the
silk.
the traded silk, porcelain and what was it?
Spices,
but apparently a lot more.
Right. I think they're all very different. This one, the face looks quite cartoony. Something you'd see modern times.
I was listening to about 4
But this one uses bright colours and this one's quite dark. Also shows the differences. Well,
I think it's benefited more because you can actually feel them and see how people would have handled them back in the day. Like, you can see from the boundary shoes how small they actually are. So you can see it's like it gives you it's more reality. Like it kind of hits you like how small they are, and it's not just thinking, oh, they were small. You actually see how small they are.
Hi, my name is Xiaoxing and I'm the collections assistant for the Chinese collection at the Oriental Museum. And my position is here to help to do some research on the Chinese objects, Chinese collections of the museum. And today I'm helping with the Stories of the World program. And I'm just here to assist if anyone has any questions about the objects, such as the iconographies or symbols or any questions about the objects, and I'll be here to answer them.
I think they're brilliant. I think it's very interesting to get a hands-on account of the objects, and it gives a different perspective.
Where your strengths are, what things you've actually concluded, actual physical scenes, characters, attitudes, what sort of people these characters will be like, the actual direction of your narrative and what you want to cover and what things you want to explore. And actually start to try to firm up things, and thinking in particular, is there a gap in my knowledge? Like, okay, I remember this John Speed guy, but I don't really remember who he was, and maybe I need to find out a bit more information about him.
I did the Sailor's World journey, and I thought that maybe if we incorporated it, it could show me the sailor's point of view of China and what it was like going there and what it was like coming back, etc, etc.
Prejudice from both sides, because the Chinese had an image of the English and the English had an image of the Chinese, and neither of them knew if that was exactly right, so show how you guessed you felt you even knew.
I want things being brought from east to west because the Chinese brought things to England and Britain, like tea, for example, and like the plates, and then Wedgwood decided to copy it. Like what you want.
I would like some porcelain, China please, and some spices. Yes, that's it.
I need some porcelain from China and some spices.
Spices. Porcelain.
Don't you ask for money?
I need some money.
This is my homemade porcelain mug. How much do you think it's valued at?
At least 30, but we'll wait and see.
Here at the auction we have a China porcelain mug in amazing condition, and they start at £50.
50!
100!
150!
200!